just to confirm that the extradition law of Kenya is similar to that of Uganda. That the constitution of Kenya is similar in terms of right and the requirements of due process to the constitution of Uganda. In both countries, due process is emphasized. And therefore, as has been ably demonstrated by Council areas in Kwabo, the fact that agents of the state of Uganda arrested or abducted the two gentlemen from Kenya and brought him back without any court order from Kenya. Because even where the states have an extradition treaty, you still have to present a person to the court in the country of arrest. So they ought to have been presented to a court in Nairobi, and that court is the one that would have ordered for their being brought to Uganda. In that court, these two gentlemen would have had the opportunity to object to their being brought. They would have had a say. But now they were brought against their will. And the state, the arresting authorities, have actually violated the constitutions of Kenya and laws, the constitution and laws of Uganda, and the laws of the East Africa community. The Constitutive Act, Article 6 and 7, the rule of law principle, has been violated by renditioning Dr. Kisa Besigye and Hajji Lutale from Kenya. What if the arms alleged to belong to defense forces belonged to the defense forces of Kenya? Would it be a criminal offense triable in Uganda? Those are the issues. That's why in each country, jurisdiction is territorial, within the territory. I know the UPDF Act does talk of beyond its jurisdiction, but that is also a constitutional question. If you look at the Constitution of Uganda, Article 126, judicial power, Article 129, the courts of judicature. It's clear that judicial power of Uganda shall be exercised by the courts of judicature, which shall consist of Supreme Court of Uganda, Court of Appeal of Uganda, High Court of Uganda, and such subordinate courts as Parliament may by law establish, including Kadhi's Court for marriage and divorce, and inheritance and guardianship. But I want here to agree that the UPDF courts are such subordinate courts set by law. But those courts, just like all the other, I don't know whether that will affect the record. It's bad. What it means, Mr. Chairman and the court, is that your territorial jurisdiction as a general court martial is limited to the territory of Uganda. And therefore, if someone is brought from another country, like they were brought from Kenya, and if offenses are said to have been committed in Kenya, in Greece, and in Switzerland, you have no jurisdiction, because the Constitution of Uganda says so. The jurisdiction of the courts in Uganda is for Uganda territory. So we are asking you to strike out these charges so that our clients do not have to plead to defective charges, and to also put weight on the submissions of areas in Karua on the fact that even if you have jurisdiction, and we submit you do not, the fact that they were illegally brought here, the state is not permitted in law to commit a criminal offense or to violate the law in the name of apprehending offenders. You cannot violate the law under the guise of enforcing the law. Bringing them without a court warrant, from Kenya, without extradition and a court order is a violation of the law. And therefore these charges cannot be entertained. The second schedule to the Constitution of Uganda clearly says, and it's pursuant to Article 5, it gives the boundaries of Uganda. I will not read, it's a long description of the boundaries of Uganda, but I refer you to it so that you find Nairobi is not within Uganda. And any offense committed in Nairobi is up to the authorities in Nairobi to prosecute somebody in the courts of Kenya. So you are being asked to take plea on a matter for which this court-martial and all courts in Uganda have no jurisdiction whatsoever. If it is in Athens, the courts in Greece will have jurisdiction. If it's in Switzerland, the courts in Switzerland will have jurisdiction, not the courts in Uganda. And the UPDF Act, made pursuant to the Constitution of Uganda, cannot amend the Constitution of Uganda. So if the Constitution gives territorial jurisdiction of the courts as Uganda, the amendment of the UPDF Act, which seems to expand the jurisdiction of this court beyond Ugandan territory, is unconstitutional. It must defer to the Constitution, and these charges must be thrown out. I give way to any colleague who may have something to add.